Hello again. Dawlish today. Lovely. Let's go. Whee! Here we go. This one will be mine. Crossover. Rufus. Salty dog. Spooky house.
Dawlish, if you're leaving there, please mind the gap between the train and the platform edge, ensuring you have all your personal belongings with you. Dawlish.
Dawlish. And there we go. On its way to Manchester Piccadilly. Lovely. Now quick stop at the toilets. Locate Andy. And off to Boat Cove. Yay! Andy's coming down the seawall behind the station at the moment, so I'll go up there and meet him. So those seats there, original parts of the old seawall, like in Timoth, of the edging that they took down to redo it along here. Here we go, on our way to Boat Cove, but first of all, we've got a train. So it's not just going to be historic photos, there's going to be lots of trains as well, hopefully, on the way. That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Anyway, as I walk along here, up ahead of me is what's called Boat Cove, which we have discussed briefly on the channel before. But I've got a nice little set of pictures, 6 of them, all dated in different places. And what we're going to do is we're going to go around and do them chronologically. So a bit of walking around in between them, rather than just do them as we walk around and then put them in order in the edit. Halfway down the cliff there, you can see the top of a shelter. That will come into it with some of the pictures. And that's Lee Mount up the top, which we're going to go to at some point and look into in great detail. And the tunnel up ahead. So let's get down there, see what's going on. Whee! And to stay on topic, Boat Cove.
Hello everyone. Now this is the first fisherman's shelter, and this is the opening of it in 1886. Now it's the first of 3. Dawlish wasn't a harbour town, but had many seafarers who served, navy and merchant and military. So it was a sort of a big fishing community, and it also depended highly on fishing at that time before the railway came. But when the railway came, this area was developed into what was called Boat Cove, and it was where they stored the boats for fishing.
Okay, so for the next picture, we're going to head down onto the beach to try and line it up. Not really possible, but it's people doing fish in barrels. Andy will explain a little bit about it.
Yes, what they did was, because it was a flat beach, they were able to load the fish into barrels, and they were coopered barrels, which they used to roll up to the station. And that was for transporting by rail up and down the country.
Excellent. So this is our little bit of beach we've got today.
Watch it on this ramp.
Yeah.
It is very slippy.
Slippy ramp. Right. Well, we're not going to go all the way down, executive decision, because we're only going to be standing and staring at a wall. But I want you to imagine now we're down on the beach there. That train is obviously not invented yet. And here we go with the people doing the fish barreling. So there we go, that's the fish barreling on the beach. Lovely. That train there heading along, that's the Paddington in Peru. But unfortunately, didn't have the camera ready for the bit at the front that's painted up. Anyway, on to line up this next shot. Like I say, we're doing it in chronological order, so we'll walk back to where we come from. Oh yes. Right, so this is 1914 now. Andy's going to tell you a little bit about it.
Well, here we can see the second fisherman's shelter, which was built and opened in 1907. The picture, we can clearly see the winches, which are still visible today. And if you look really carefully, just beyond the winches, you can see a fisherman's net drying out on the ramp.
That would have been just down there in the photo.
That's it.
Okay, so back down this way again for the next couple of pictures. Lovely. And while we come back this way, there's the winches we were talking about.
Yes.
In the other photo.
And as you can see, if you look here carefully, you can see they're still in operation. So a really old piece of machinery like that, and it's still doing its job.
Excellent. And this is quite nicely lined up, this is, for a 1933 picture.
Yes, this photograph tells its own tale. And this tells its own tale because in the picture you can see pleasure boats. And they became the big money earner, which was taking over from fishing. Now, it sort of really took over because Dawlish was becoming a big holiday destination place. And it was easy for these people to make a living down here.
1935 now. You'll see that that rock over there has somewhat changed shape, and also the bridge is still in place. But as for the toilet block,
yes, now you can see here that this toilet block is the old, what we call the third shelter. Now that was opened in 1937. As you can see in the picture, that was the second shelter. And of course today it's obviously used as a toilet. Now my mother in that period of 1935 to 1937 spent a lot of her young life down here, and she really did enjoy herself. She and her friends used to go out on the pleasure craft in the bay, and it was a really thriving place for people to enjoy.
Here we go. As you can see, there's a train passing along the sea wall at the moment, and there's also a train in 1956 going along as well. So here we go.
And here we are. Yes, in this photo you can see a GWR locomotive traversing the old sea wall. Now I'm going to cover my backside here. It's either a castle, a hall or a manor. Now a big pleasure boat can be seen approaching the beach and the ramp, and as it's wheeled out to meet them. Getting off must have been quite a tricky situation really on that ramp, but at low tide the pontoon would have been wheeled out beyond the point breakwater.
There we are. That was a brief history of Boat Cove. Now I'm going to go check out on the Cygnets and have a look around the flooding area on the lawn. Lovely. The viaduct, unlikely to ever get painted now, as it's apparently the domain of, which one is it?
Yes, it belongs to, well, it's owned by Network Rail. Yeah. And I found out just recently that they're not doing it because they've got no money in the bank, bless them.
There we go, a bit of strength in the water. Another train there. The Royal Train, says Andy.
Yes, it was the one named after the King's coronation.
Ah, that one.
Carolina or something like that.
The ducks say they don't mind the weather or the water. And when Andy was filming that a couple of days ago, the water was a couple of inches from the top. Now, it's back like that.
I was going to get my kayak out.
Where I'm standing now, couldn't have stood here.
Not at all.
No, it's really high, really high. Well, you won't believe how much the cygnets have grown. There they are. Look at that.
Yes, and you can see where that song, Ugly Duckling, comes from.
Yeah. Size of them, unbelievable.
They're on steroids.
Yeah, so there's the three of them. 1, 2, and the other one's there behind Mum or Dad. They've grown overnight. That's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Fabulous, isn't it?
There is actually Bert, the father down there.
Here we are, Bert.
a little bit of food, and of course Kimber, the mother, up there with the
Kimber.
remaining ones, and a couple of ducks chancing their luck down the bottom there. That's those benches we were looking at the other day with where they were completely full of water, covered in water. So that gives you an idea of how high it was. It's where we did the picture of DS Sport and his mum. Mad. Just having a quick walk up there. There's the tea room over there with the large wheel, the water wheel.
Yes.
And I think Andy's going to be doing something there next year.
Yes, I could be Father Christmas there next year.
Ah, there we go. See, inside information. So make sure you book now for next year to see Andy as Father Christmas.
Yes.
Get down to Dawlish. Plenty of time. Plenty of time. There's Gay's Creamery, hiding away.
Yes, I'll be getting my Christmas beer from there.
Lovely.
Yes.
Some of the local wildlife.
That's the two ducks that had the, you know, the little, what I call
Oh,
the
yeah.
bath time chicks. I'm sorry that they
The
lost
white
them all.
ones.
But they recovered quite well. They're waddling about.
Yeah, we're going somewhere. Must be a sale on at the duck shop.
Ah,
There's the geese in the middle of the lawn.
yes, they're not going to the duck sale, are they?
No.
That's absolutely quackers.
Just up here, that's the older cygnets, last year's ones. All hanging out in a little gang. Hello.
Yes, they're giving us a greeting as well.
Food.
I'm very sorry. Yes. That one in the middle is a French running duck, Bill.
Oh yeah. Right, on your marks, get set.
Go.
And he does.
And they're off. My money's on the front one.
And there's the other two of last year's cygnets. There we go. Pause if you want to have a look at that.
I'm very intrigued to know what this sounds like.
And you don't have to press a button to get the noise of the chaps over there working. Again, feel free to pause if you want to study any of that.
The Indian runner duck.
Yes. And there's the almost fake looking ducks that we saw.
A call duck.
So this roof part, and he's just told me, is going to be replaced. What they're going to do is to take the piece underneath, which is dirty and used, and replace it with a new roof over the top. So that'd be nice, wouldn't it? Both sides, I assume. Smashing. And for no reason other than we can, we're going to take the old bridge today up over the top onto the other platform. Well, get me train back to Teignmouth. And a final look at Boat Cove from the railway station before we cross the bridge. And this one is my one. Boat Cove and Spray Point with Rufus. Hello mate, see you tomorrow. There we go, my train goes off into the distance. That was a 9-coacher. Bye 9-coacher. So, hope you enjoyed the brief history of Boat Cove. Kind of a part one. I've got another set like that to do at a later date. Nice to see the Cygnets and all good. So anyway, see you tomorrow. Same time, same place. Hopefully you'll be joining me. Take care. Bye.